Hey everybody, this is Brett, and tonight I want to talk about some pre-existing conditions that the um, coronavirus it could make you in some serious trouble if you have these. And these were put out from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention as being the highest pre-existing conditions for, death from the coronavirus. And the first one is heart disease. How many of you out there think that a lot of Americans, and also people all around the world, from eating crappy food, have heart disease? A lot of people die every day just from the heart disease, let alone if they also get the coronavirus. And see, people with heart disease tend to have other underlying conditions like high blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, diabetes, and lung disease, which weaken the body's health defense system, including the coronavirus, including the immune system against a viral infection. Okay, so heart disease is the number one pre-existing condition that could potentially make a person really in grave danger from the coronavirus. And the fever, it says, associated with the COVID-19 puts an additional strain on the body's metabolic demands, stressing out the already weakened heart. Explain. Okay, so people really need to stop consuming too much omega-6 fatty acids and consume a lot more omega-3. And one of the best sources of that is the fantastic Alaskan pink salmon that me and Chakra eat a lot of. Also, flax for your blood pressure. Another thing that lowers blood pressure is self-massage and dilates your arteries and veins. It makes them bigger. So whenever you do self-massage, it lowers your blood pressure. And it also calms your mind as well. I'm not going to read all the stuff on each one of these, but the second one is chronic respiratory diseases of the airways and other parts of the lung. People with CRDs need to be especially vigilant about the coronavirus because one of the possible complications is pneumonia. Pneumonia compromises the lung, which brings oxygen to the body. To get pneumonia and have the coronavirus. Okay, so the third thing is diabetes. And all of these things are largely related to just, taking care of yourself, either with avoiding breathing things like dust mites and smog. And I know a lot of you don't have a lot of control over these things, but really you do. You have to do preferably not drive so much. And now we're learning about that. If you go outside right now in Los Angeles, the air is amazingly clean. Somebody told me today that their son lives in Los Angeles, and that the skies are blue and the air is clean. And so it's normal and natural to eat white sugar. They think that it's okay. My homepage on YouTube, video 9 months ago, before they even put up the 5G. And it's totally coming true that what I said we need to do is what we need to do. Ban processed foods. So they're going to start thinking about all of these things now. All of these pre-existing, the way we do business. Flour foods need to go. Maybe all the dairy foods, all the cheese that clogged people's arteries and veins, maybe that all needs to go. Maybe all the donuts out of whole grains, non-glutinous ones preferably. No more white flour. All of that should be completely banned. Changed, at least completely changed. Because you see, they're going to learn also that all of those guys out there with great big bellies full of mucoid plaque, that's another pre-existing condition. The more people, the older you get, and the more mucoid plaque in your digestive system, the more people they're got great big bloated belly full of mucoid plaque. Another one out to the morgue. Thinking, man, maybe I better change my diet and stop eating wheat. Maybe I should stop eating cheese and donuts. And maybe we better tell the government, and they better completely shut all those places down. Okay. Joe saw a video on northern Mexico's Comacara Languerna. Once many shallow lakes there, thriving farming community, especially crop cotton, but Mexican dairy industry is using up. Well, dairy is like really, really hard to get off. I can tell you that without any doubt. I've been through the ringer. It was a long time ago that I went through the ringer with dairy. Thank God. Thank God. And I feel pretty good about my own health and not having a problem with getting through a coronavirus. But I'm telling you, it's not too late for everyone to start changing and stop vaping if you're young. Just you've got time, and you're home, and you can go get yourself some skullcap herb to calm your nerves, and you can massage your fingers and the webs in your fingers to calm your nerves. You can massage your ears to calm your nerves every time you have a nicky fit. It seems like my connection is unstable. Is it bad, you guys? Is the picture bad? Somebody write something there. Anyways, so the fourth question. Okay, so they're putting anxiety and depression, mental illnesses, as one of the things. Because, see, if you have the other things, then it's very possible that you also have. People really just need to work on their overall health. And there's so many things that I've taught you about this, and those of you that have really taken heed while you were eating your crap food, you're like, oh, bread's really entertaining. If it doesn't have crap in it, you've got to read labels. And if you buy stuff at the health food store, or if you see that it's organic, or if it says non-GMO, stuff like that, that's what you really want to look for. But you really always on the back, the ingredients list. And so COVID-19 doesn't only affect people with pre-existing physical conditions. It can have a serious impact on those with mental health issues, like anxiety and depression, even if you're not infected with the coronavirus. Fear of the virus and all of the changes it's causing are driving anxiety levels up for everyone. Okay, so this is what I've been telling you in videos lately, that you need to just allow the change to happen, do whatever you have, your basic necessities. I think that people really need to start forgetting about things going back to the way it used to be. I don't think that's going to happen. And I really think, when do I go to a sporting event? Never. You can't just go buy an airplane ticket and go to the Olympics. The Olympics have been rescheduled for the future. It's not going to happen. And so hopefully all of those people, if other people get in trouble, and they will be soon, people in Africa certainly, and people in South America are already in trouble. In Central America, they're already in trouble. Will the filthy rich people open their bank accounts and help other people in other countries? Will they do it? And will people change all that are still eating crappy food? And do I look like I'm sweating it in any way, shape, or form? And some will change, and some will not. Will the government change? I would like to hope so. If they don't, am I worried about it? No. If I get killed by somebody that thinks that I'm just an asshole, am I worried about that? Will it help me to worry? No. I'm here and I'm doing my job, which is to tell you what my thoughts are and opinions, and to help those that want to be helped. That's the deal. I'm helping those that want to be helped. YouTube allows parents have used the parental control restriction, yada yadas. But pretty much, even if they've been blocked by me, they can watch these videos. And for me, that's probably, I wish it would change in addition to comedy. But in any case, still, it doesn't matter. Those that can change, those that decide to change, whether they're Trump supporters or not, I'm telling you that if you continue to eat dairy, that makes you at a higher risk for two of those four things, or probably three of the four things. And maybe four, maybe all four, since everything is totally connected. And the more you don't read the labels and you can continue to eat Jif peanut butter that has hydrogenated vegetable oils in it, and you're like, oh, Jif has been my favorite ever since I was a little kid. Well, I hate to tell you, but that is not good for your circulatory system. Eating hydrogenated vegetable oils. You should only consume unrefined oils. Olive, coconut, sesame, and it should say unrefined right on the bottle. If you look at the ingredients list, it should say unrefined olive oil or whatever. I would not consume safflower oil, and I would not consume anyway, somebody write it down there. Exactly. Health care. So, Brett, what's your take on vegan cheese made from potato or other veggie sources? It's kind of like, Joe, it's kind of like the other things, man. It's kind of like the other things that like meat substitutes. You have to really last time I bought or tried any of that, there was some almond cheese, but it still had casein in it, which is from dairy. You can't trust anything unless you educate yourself on what all the ingredients are in that thing. A meat substitute that has gluten in it, don't eat it. That's the highest allergy food. Completely avoid that. Okay, so I read another article. Let me go back real quick here. On all the people that died in Italy so far and all the pre-existing conditions. This article from the whatchamacallits, the U.S. Health Organization, whatever their names are. It wasn't it. But in any case, I mean, like I said to somebody in a comment recently, think about what the Italian diet is. Okay, sure, they get away with a lot of things because they consume a relatively healthy food, olive oil and olives. Okay, but the religion there, the Catholics, pasta, cheese, wheat and dairy, that's what they eat. That's what clogs their bodies and gives them heart disease and mucoid plaque in their digestive systems. I think that there are probably a lot of smokers there too. All the mucus from all that cheese combined with the smoking, It's a recipe for disaster. But a lot of people in America do the same kinds of things. And kids that are smoking like I did when I smoked from 17 to 25. 8 years of Marlboro Reds. Towards the end, it was Marlboro Lights. And my body will let me know, hey, you've got to stop this. And so I did. Thank God I did. But yeah, there can be a lot of people, even young people, with pre-existing conditions too. And young people with diabetes. So people are going to start to think. People are already, they're ahead. A lot of people are getting way ahead of the government and starting to really want to change the way they do business with their diets and lifestyles. You should know that it's not just your diet, because if you start radically changing your diet, some kind of a red flag will fly that says, hey, you can't do this job anymore. This job that you're doing is causing you a lot of stress, or maybe the smell of the carpet in your house might start to bug you, or maybe like the relationship that you have, see, because you have a tolerance level of all of these different things. There's an allergic tolerance level of foods and inhalants, etc. But you also have a stress tolerance level where you reach this ceiling, and then it's all of a sudden it's like, ah! You can't stand it. You've reached the maximum potential that you can, like, and same with the mucoid plaque. Like, you can only cake the insides of your digestive system with so much gluten and crappy meat fat and poor oils, etc., and not enough vegetables. When you're not eating enough vegetables, it's not cleaning it all out of you. And so there's a balance between the yin and yang, acid and alkaline, but there's also this element of too much mucky food versus not enough roughage food. There's all these different balances. What else? Too much sweet food and not enough sour food. And all these imbalances cause different disturbances in your body. And let me come back and check out the comments. So there's a black guy on here on YouTube that also eats one meal each day. That's cool. I've been doing one meal a day, fruits, nuts, and berries the rest of the day. Okay, so you may have created an imbalance in your body, and in order to rebalance that, you may need to eat a diet that's not necessarily like optimal. Okay, so like, could just drinking almond milk, what's better? What's more optimal? Consuming kale instead of dairy, or consuming almond milk instead of dairy? Well, when you first get off of dairy, you need something that looks a lot more like dairy. And so people are thinking in terms of some kind of a brick, a white brick of thing, and maybe it's even yellow and it's got holes in it because they really like Swiss cheese. And so they're trying to find somebody out there is like desperately trying to make some kind of a substitute that looks exactly like Swiss cheese, because they know that a lot of people that are just trying to get off dairy, they're new to getting off dairy, they're going to go for that in a second. Look at the label, because God knows what it is. It might be worse than the cheese. Seriously. It's worse to consume wheat gluten, in my opinion, than most meat out there. So don't eat the meat substitutes. Don't eat that shit. Okay, so here's what you can do. Instead of trying to find something necessarily that looks like what you're trying to get a substitute for, find something that has similar characteristics. For the cheese, it's really, really heavy in fat. You know what has a lot of like heavy, creamy fat in it? Cashews. Cashews are like nut lard. And you can buy, here you go, there you go, Joe, cashew butter. You can buy cashew butter at stores and definitely at health food stores and certainly online. Cashew butter. Oh, and coconut butter. Bear in mind, though, coconut butter has that acid in it that will kill candida, and it could throw you into some digestional distress. But not the cashew butter. And peanut butter is another one. Peanut butter, if you're not sensitive to it, eventually you will get unsensitized to it if you just keep cleaning out your body and you get less and less fatty and clogged. But you should know that if you're consuming a lot of heavy fat foods like nuts and seeds and even avocados to a degree, and maybe if you're getting off of red meat and you think it's better to consume chicken, that might not be necessarily true. But in any case, if you're running a lot of fats through your body to try and get rid of some other fatty food, you probably should be doing a lot of self-massage because your body is going to ask for it anyway. Because whenever you're doing a lot of crazy cleansing, your body is going to get stuck in places. When it gets stuck, it's going to yell at you. I know this because I have massaged my shoulders and my feet, my toe, my legs, and when your body is like your large intestine is sore, your hips will get sore. If your stomach is bugging you, your neck and your shoulders and your head muscles will get sore. Maybe your arms too. If you have, what else? You can go through times where you will go through times where your body is in peril in a specific area when you're cleansing and healing. And you may have to just focus on massaging your hamstrings or quads or your calves or your feet. And you'll go through these cycles when your body is trying to tighten up. If you're pushing your cleansing too much, that's what will happen. Your body will tighten up as a mechanism to prevent too much toxicity going to your organs. It's a protection method. It's a protection thing. And that's why you have to push yourself. Okay? And your body is so smart. It's so amazingly smart. And also, you probably certainly have like guardian angel type things, spirits. And if you really want to survive, if you really, really want to survive through this whole coronavirus thing, and you spend time connecting with the divine and asking for guidance, you will so totally get it. And you'll be gifted on a silver platter with all the information and knowledge that you need. Or your body will just tell you. You have to totally listen to it. Those of you that are listening to me right now and thinking, man, I really need to stop eating the dairy. I really need to quit eating wheat. You should know that you're going to need to do enemas, I'll bet you anything. And so in a previous live video, I told you all the different things that you need to get prepared for the coronavirus and or for getting healthy so that you don't die if you get the coronavirus. And one of those things is an enema bucket or bag. Either one, the bucket, a good stainless steel American made is best because American steel doesn't rust like some of the Asian steels, according to the comments on Amazon. So people really need to focus largely on getting rid of the processed foods, wheat and dairy, and poor quality meats, and just incrementally change your diet. And a lot of people are able to stay at home right now, and so you can focus solely on that. It's a total gift. It's like a total gift for this whole country from your government. And And it's kind of weird, and it's kind of a ball and chain for a lot of us, and the government also, because it's the people that are not healthy that are causing us all of this grief. And you can theorize on God knows how many reasons, how many different reasons why people haven't changed, even though they know that it's not good for them to eat whatever from wherever. They know all of that. Do they not know? If they don't, they damn well better learn now. And so I wanted to come on here and tell you all the pre-existing conditions pre-existing diabetes, respiratory illness, and mental depression and stress. Those are the things. I was going to bring it up, but I know them. I know them without looking. So, anyways, there you go. There you go. And I did a consultation with a very nice guy. Trying to remember where he's in the Midwest the other day. And he really wanted to change. He really wanted to change. And we talked for a solid hour. And he really listened to what I was telling him. And he jumped right on board. As far as I could tell, he was determined. He was very determined. And I am so proud of him and those of you that have made the changes that you need to make. Squatting to take a crap. No more sitting. Stop. Stop sitting to take a dump. If you have to, hopefully you're not too heavy that you're going to break the toilet. If you don't weigh too much, you can squat directly on the toilet. I have a video for that. Put that into the search, how to squat directly on the toilet. You can go to my website and look up the squatting toilet platform, and you can make one. If you can still get into Lowe's or Home Depot, you can make one with the hardware that's shown on my website. Squatting toilet platform instructions. In fact, if you look up how to build your own squatting toilet platform instructions on YouTube, I'll bet you that my page for that with the full pictures and instructions come up, and you'll be able to go right to my site and find it. And all you have to do is get busy with your drill and your hand saw, etc. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just make it strong. Make it strong. Make it to the dimensions of your toilet. Make sure that it fits over your toilet. I'll show you mine. Here's mine. See that? Isn't that a beautiful thing? Now just imagine how much poop has gone through that hole. But I'm telling you, folks, a whole lot of people are going to want to become health smarties now. A health smarty is what used to be known as a health nut. Whole lot of people that never thought in a million years that they'd be sprouting or eating collard greens or salad with every meal, some kind of a green with every meal. Or they never thought they'd be buying organic food or using their own cloth bag at the store. And those people, I think that a lot of them are going to start to change. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you learned some things. And I appreciate all of you so much. Be well.